I got my stream manager open. So I put, it's always now podcast episode 15.
Perfect. I'm going to check the volume.
Okay.
On it. Again, my microphone was not working last night. And I don't know why. Okay, let me see.
Okay, I'm going to start the stream. I'm going to start it. And then we can test the sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm live on Facebook, so it's working.
Okay. Okay, good.
Everything's good on Facebook.
I'm going to test it here.
I need to stop touching Discord because, yeah. My mouse is like, nah. Okay, I gotta share. I'm gonna share us on my Facebook page. Share now in public.
Okay.
Come see me, fools. Share it to you. It's still away. Oh, I can.
Okay, yeah, we're perfect. We're working. All right. We're live.
Yeah, I got Twitch. Hey, I see there's people on Twitch. Say hello so we know who's there.
Hi, everybody.
I want to see you.
It doesn't tell me in the stream manager on my desktop, but when I have it open on my phone, it tells me when people are there. Yeah, I'm like...
I have it open on my phone, and it says...
It's not telling me.
4 viewers.
Hi, guys. Hello. Good morning.
Aloha. Yes.
Who is it? Say hello. Say something in chat so we know who you are.
Stitch is here.
Don't be creepers. Or be creepers. Hi, Pockets.
Hi, Pockets. What's up? So I stole my daughter's robe this morning because I'm cold. And I don't have a robe. I, got rid of a robe. I got rid of all my robes. I don't have a robe.
I thought you had... Hi, Chatter Baboons.
No,
what's up, boy?
I don't know where my robe is that we have. The one that we have. I don't know where it is. I was like, why would I not keep it?
Yeah, I was like, hello, we have the same robe.
It could be that it's at David's mom's house. And it could be that it was in the box of clothes that...
Oh.
Every time I see pictures, I cry. I'm like, oh, there's my people jacket. I miss it. Although it doesn't fit. I'm a lardo.
I've gotten a little chonky too. I've gained some COVID weight for sure. It's so stupid. I was putting on some jeans the other day and I was like, nope.
Oh, we have somebody. I don't know who this is. Chatter Babbins.
Oh, yeah, that's my friend.
Hi, Chatter. What's up?
You do. You know who he is. Oh, you know who he is.
I do?
You know.
I know you.
Yeah, he just doesn't talk very much in here, but he messages me on Facebook.
Oh, wait. I know who it is.
Yeah, you know who it is. Shut up.
What's up? She's like,
shut up.
Don't reveal my secrets. So... Every time Jessica...
I'm not blushing, you're blushing.
Every time we get on before the show, we start talking about stuff, and I'm like, wait!
I know!
On the show. It's super good.
We're like, what are we doing? Why are we talking right now? Shut up!
We don't talk about that right now. Shh. Okay.
Oh, man.
It's all good.
So funny.
This last week... Okay, this last week has been... Chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Good. Everything's good with Brad. How?
Oh.
He's good.
Speaking of Brad, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me right now.
No. I love you, Brad.
He went on a date yesterday.
He went on a date? What the heck?
He went on a date with this girl, and she doesn't live too far away. I guess you can't live that far away on an island, but it could be a while. The other side of the island is an hour away. But he went on a date, and it was the girl is Filipino, and he met her on I don't know what he met her on actually. He didn't tell me that part, so it might not be a part he wants me to know, but he met her somewhere.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to say her name. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know how to say her name, Mom. And I'm like, you're going out with somebody and you don't know how to say her name? And he's like, yes, I don't. And so then I think he tells Misha how her name is spelled, and she goes, oh, that's I think Ira. Her name's Ira. It's Aira. So he thought it was Era, But
okay.
I think they determined it was Ira. And I was just laughing so hard because I'm like,
That's so cute.
it's super funny. But yeah, he said
Cute.
they had fun. They drove around the entire island. It took them, I guess they spent like 4 hours just driving around. And I was like, that's cute. He didn't tell me if they kissed or anything, but
Of course not. He's not going to tell you that.
he tells me a lot of stuff. Sometimes stuff I'm like, why are you telling me? What do you want your mom to know this?
Why are you telling me this? Because you're his best friend.
I am.
So he feels comfortable and safe to tell you the things.
He's such an open little baby. Like he
I know.
He can't lie. Like if he would like do something bad, he was so bad at lying about it. And I'm like, come on, Brad. We know.
Like, I see right through you. I lie the same way. I know what it looks like.
I know you're lying. I can't lie.
Yeah.
If I lie, people are like, Crystal, you're lying. And I'm like,
yeah, Chatter, he's like 21 now, right? He's 21?
He'll be 21 in April.
Yeah, so he's like a little older than normal dating age, because like dating age was like 16 when I was young. Hey, Dr. Plague!
What's up?
I'm so happy you guys are here! Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's crazy though. I'm glad that he's experiencing life.
Yeah, he's been working. He's been working at Papa John's, and he's made a lot of friends already. Like he goes to this guy, John's house. He lives in Waianae, which, you know, if you're from Hawaii, you know that like you don't go to Waianae at night. Waianae is like local boy territory, and if you're not local, you gotta know somebody. But he goes there at night and he has a good time. And then he met another guy, Jason, I think, and he goes over his house to play VR. And so now he's like really obsessed with the Oculus. And I was like, dude, my son is too. My boss got the Oculus before it was like released. If I remember correctly, he like got it and he was like all into it. But Brad's like, I gotta have one. I'm like, okay. He was like, he stayed up all night. Of course, that's what he does. Stays up all night, sleeps all day. Came in my room while I'm trying to get ready for the show. And he's like, you gotta watch this video. I'm like, what? And so then he shows me his phone and it's him virtual reality driving stick shift.
Yeah.
But like his friend has like a steering wheel and a gear shifter and pedals. So it is kind of like you're really driving stick shift. And I was like, that's cool. I probably should do that because, you know, if I crash in the game, I'm not going to die. But
you've never driven stick?
I mean, I have. Like David had.
What?
We had this crazy off-road Jeep for a short while when we first moved here, and he took me to drive that just like right in our driveway, and I was terrified. I was like, no!
Oh my god!
But it was like this big beast of a car. I'll have to post a picture.
My first car was stick. I love driving stick shift.
I literally will die in the apocalypse when I can't. You know, I'm gonna steal a car.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna steal a car and it's gonna be a stick shift, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I mean, I guess
you die in the apocalypse. You're so funny. I'm gonna beat you up.
You're so funny. Yeah. So like this last week, I mean, I finished school on the 2nd. So I mean, I was still doing school because we turned our project in late, and I really struggled with that project, man. I'm kind of glad that it's over. Like I was like, ugh.
It was a good experience for you, though.
Like I met some really good friends, and I have connections to people. Like there's a guy in Australia, and I'm like, oh, when I go to Australia, I have a friend.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Ireland, but he just moved to Newcastle. So I'm like, well, this is cool when I go out there. One day I'm going to go. One day we're all going to travel again. The lack of travel really is burning my heart. Like, I was like, ugh. You know, not being able to get to you, just, you know, hey, I'm coming to see you. Like, ugh. Especially
I know.
Flights so
she was supposed to come out here. She was supposed to come out here in January, and she couldn't because it was crazy.
It's just so risky for me to leave because
I know
we have all these rules here, and if I test positive when I'm coming back, I'm stuck wherever I am. And although that sounds awesome, it's not because like I have to go home.
Because you have babies, you know? Like, if you didn't have babies, it would be whatever. But, like, that's what I always say, too. I'm like, if it was just me, I would just be doing whatever. Like, I don't even know where I would be right now.
If it were just me, I mean, I would totally be in Europe backpacking or something. I don't know. Maybe not right now.
I would probably be a wild little gypsy just running around the country. Like,
I want to be a gypsy.
I would. Because, like, man.
So.
No roots.
I told Jessica that I have this really cool story idea, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to, like, write it. And I'm not a writer, so this is new.
You're a writer.
Kind of. Well, I guess I write.
You are.
I write songs.
No. But, like, you're a writer. Everyone is a writer.
I'm Winona
they just have
Ryder.
to write.
Just kidding. So basically, yeah, I've been doing some research because the story I'm writing has some time period historical pieces, and I wasn't really good at following history as a child and a teenager, but now as an old lady, it's fascinating. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So like, I started looking up famous female pirates. And I found, double gypsy. I found this pirate chick lady. I think it's Chin She. Let me look it up to be sure.
Chin She.
So she's got like two names. Cheng Sao or Chin She. She's from like the 1800s. She was the most notorious gnarly woman pirate ever. But at the same time, she also was like, had the biggest fleet of ships even amongst the men. So I'm like, dude, this chick's rad. Like, she's just super cool. All this crazy stuff. She ran a brothel. And I'm just, I'm still diving into her. And I'm just like, this is the coolest story ever. Like, I didn't even know it existed. And I hate that, like, you know, Hollywood highlights all these things, but they forget some really cool things. I guess Chen Xiao or whatever her name is, I'm probably jacking it up. Misha's gonna be like, that's not how you say it, Mom. You know, Misha speaks Mandarin.
Yeah, because she speaks Mandarin. I think it's amazing that she does that, by the way.
I love it. And she maybe even when she comes on, I told her that maybe we'll have her and Nico come on the Twitch show tomorrow, and
yeah, they can come on tomorrow. That'd be awesome.
Maybe she'll speak some Mandarin, but I doubt it. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's lame. But then I hear her talking to her Mandarin friends, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about me? You're talking about me, aren't you? But so Chen Xiao was in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
She plays the Asian gnarly pirate. Do you remember that one? It's like, I don't remember which one it was. It was like not the first or second. It was like the third. It was when all the pirates got together. She was there, and I
might have not seen that one.
Oh, so I didn't know who she was. I don't know why it didn't intrigue me when I first saw that. I'm like, hey, a chick pirate, cool. Now I know who she is. She's amazing. She's awesome. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's awesome.
And then I've read about some like cool magicians and just like learning about Pearl Harbor because that's one of the timelines that I'm looking at.
In your
And so like it's inspired me to some history, and then I share it with my kids. I'm like, hey, did you know? I mean, we didn't go too much into the brothel lady, but
yeah, but I mean, it is part of history. It's something that happened.
Mm-hmm. And I try to remind, like when Misha and I talk about it, I was like, it's really important that we know history because history repeats itself, and you can learn things that there's so many connections to today and history. And it's like, what the heck? Like, that already happened. Why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing it right now, just studying some things and learning about all kinds of governmental things and just, the way of the world. And yeah, we've come a long way for sure, especially like with like women's rights and stuff. Definitely come a long way. But, not that long ago, your husband would beat you if you spoke out of line or you weren't allowed to read stuff. Like, it was unheard of if you were reading, I was watching a show and this woman was talking with a group of people and she said that she was reading a newspaper, The Globe, I think, or something like that, and they looked at her like, how dare you read that? And I was like, that wasn't that long ago. I mean,
Yeah.
Her husband obviously didn't care and was like, yeah, read whatever the heck you want. I mean, she ended up becoming like a physician in the show, and like that was rare at that time. But yeah, I can't imagine. I think I would be murdered or burned at the stake, or one of the whatever time era we're talking about, because I'm so not a quiet, submissive person. I
never have been.
We would be clenched in
That's
hands
the thing.
and be like, burn us down.
That's the thing. Like, something that I have realized is that we're pretty much the same in every life we live. We learn our lessons and we change little bit by little bit, and we grow or whatever as souls. But like,
the same for
I remember some of my past lives, and I was definitely not a quiet, like, sit down and shut up and take it kind of person. I was definitely like, fuck you. Seriously.
I know that I'm so, like, I don't, like, I'm respectful, but at the same time, like, if I don't like something, I'm gonna be like, no. Like, well, if I'm comfortable with you. If I'm not comfortable with you, then I don't speak up for myself like a nerd. And that's something, like, we've talked about a lot, too. Like, you know, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say yes. Your post the other day was so good because...
Respect yourself.
You do have to respect yourself and set boundaries for yourself. And, you know, and if people get offended, that's their own deal.
I had this conversation with my son last night, actually, because I noticed that he is going through some of these similar things that I also went through as a young person with people. And like my cousin, she used to walk all over me, and I let her because I loved her. And, you know, I noticed it with Nicholas, allowing people to just kind of like treat him and talk to him in a way that is disrespectful to his spirit. And so last night I was having this conversation with him a little bit. I was like, you need to stand up for yourself and set the tone for what you're willing to accept with people, because they're going to push you as far as they can push you, no matter how far that is, you know, because they want to know what your limit is. And so, like, there's some people in this world that will push you down into the ground until they're stomping all over you. And I said, don't let people do that to you. And, you know, in your conversations with people, you can just say, I'm not doing this anymore. And you can walk away from things. And you can just say, I'm respecting myself as the person and human and spirit and God that I am, that I'm not going to accept this kind of treatment. I don't deserve this. I am a holy, divine incarnation of the universe, and I don't need to be treated this way.
No.
And so, yeah, that was a big little conversation we had last night.
Yeah, no, we talk about that kind of stuff a lot because, you know, there's some people that have been in my life or are still in my life that are very dominant, and I allow them to be dominant because they when they came into the relationship, they set that tone right away. They're like, I'm the dominant one, you're gonna listen to me. And I allowed it. That would be the next step, is that you allow that person to treat you that way. And it's really hard to go from allowing someone to treat you that way to standing up for yourself. It's hard to, like, gain that power back once you've allowed it to go, you know, to them. The
way that you gain your power back is by not interacting with that person. You choose to be there and to put yourself in situations where you're conversing with people. And, you know, and even in those types of situations, you can take your power back still.
You can. You really can.
You know,
you allow what they do and say to affect you. So if you just try to find a way to, like, I don't know, I always say, oh, he's got a brain tumor, that's why he talks that way to me. And then I feel bad for him and not necessarily feel hurt by him anymore. You know, I'm specifically referring to a person that has made me feel belittled in my interactions with him.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, when people act like that and treat you a certain way, if you don't respect yourself enough and stand up for yourself, you're going to little by little let them encroach upon your light and your spirit and your vibrance, and it's going to dim you out.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why I was telling Nicholas that. I was like, you need to stand up for yourself. This is your lesson right here with this person.
And the best thing I think is just, like, if you can, like, avoid that person, you should just avoid them, because they're not bringing any light to your life. Then why talk to them? Why interact with somebody?
If you have to, that's the thing. If you have to interact with the person, if you have no choice, it's a good lesson for you to practice standing up for yourself, because that is what makes you better. So, I mean, that's what the lesson is with people like that, that you have to interact with them and you have no real, like, way to get away from it. It's a good practice person to build yourself up, and don't let people stomp all over you, and don't let people push you down and dim your light, because shine.
We all have different perspectives and perceptions of life in the world. I mean, we talk about that all the time. And, you know, I tried to, like, put myself in and try to understand people's situations and maybe why the way they are. And when I do that, I have, like, a better understanding for maybe why they act the way they are, and they don't take it so personal. And, you know, like, I think about, like, the controversies that are going on in the world and the arguments that are happening all over the place between families, or, you know, people even online or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a very feeling person. So
me too.
Exactly. We like the feelers.
We are the feelers.
We are the feelers. When I see two people arguing over something, I mean, typically I resonate with one of them more, most likely, but I can relate to the other person, and I can see their side, and I can understand why they feel that way. And, you know, and what's true for that person is true for that person, and what's true for the other person is true for them, which is why I think if we can just, you know, the agree to disagree thing, I understand, like, right now people are not agreeing with other people because they feel like the other person is being harmful or selfish.
But that's their ego feeling that. That's their ego taking it wrong, and or projecting whatever it is they feel about themselves onto the other person.
Well, I mean, they might be right in the sense that their facts are right, but they don't. Okay, if they base things on facts, whatever. Not all facts are true to an extent. You know, I was thinking about how, like, for 70s, 80s, certain things were, like, considered healthy, right? And then in the 90s, 2000, now it's considered not good for you. Like, science changes all the time and facts change all the time. And so you know, although, like, I try to follow what I think is true, I always trust my heart. So, like,
yep.
You know, if I feel in my heart that it's not good, I'm going to stay away from it. I'm going to, you know, whatever. But, like, some people just, like, take the facts and just suck it up and say it's all true. But I'm more skeptical. I guess I'm a skeptic. Maybe that's a bad thing.
Yeah. I think I definitely am. I'm the question everything type of person, because I know that I've been lied to my whole life. I have been lied to my whole life, and so have you. And we are literally living in a society that brainwashes people into living a certain type of life and being a certain way, and thinking that you have to fit inside boxes, like we talked about. So we live in a society that brainwashes people to think that that's the life.
Exactly.
The American dream is just an illusion.
It is. Like,
the life is not supposed to be compartmentalized so much.
No.
Like, we're one human family, and the more we compartmentalize things, the more problems we have, because we're not allowing spirit to just flow freely, you know. And that goes for everything. That goes for, like, even compartmentalizing the cattle into those feedlots. This is what we talked about. The society that we live in,
up in a cell. Nobody wants
the society that we live in does that to people. It does that to everything. It's trying to box things into tiny little boxes and put little bows on them and act like it's selling you something back to yourself, but you already are that, and you already are everything, and you don't need to buy into society's bullshit.
The more that I have experienced this life, which, you know, that's just the way it goes. I remember being 20 and being like, why can't I have the knowledge of that guy who's 60 and has already made it? You know, he's got his life together. He's making all this money, whatever. And the more I've gotten older, the more I realize, well, I don't really want that guy's life.
No.
I needed to learn these lessons, and I needed to understand and find humbleness with myself, with my life. I needed to find content. I imagined that if I had lived many lives, and I had, you know, one life I'm a career enthusiast and whatever, and I'm making all this money. In another life, I'm, you know, a struggling musician or whatever. Like, which life is probably the happiest? And I feel like it's the one where, yeah, you don't worry so much about the box. You're more so just living freely and enjoying the surroundings that you have, enjoying the people that you're with, and not trying to run the rat race and, you know, work your whole life just to make money to pay for things that don't really matter. I mean, that's such an old saying, you can't take it with you when you die. You can't. So, like, I understand, like, enjoyment of, like, things cost money,
and that's fine.
Sometimes, and
that's fine. But at the same time, if you're killing yourself over it, it's not worth it. No. If your mental health and your physical health is suffering because you're struggling to pay for things, and you have to go to work and work a hard job to pay for things that you don't need, like, if you think about that, it's like, man, we have to think about what really matters, you know, what really matters to us.
I feel like,
and at the end of the day,
well, I feel like,
you know,
the relationships, the people that you're involved with, the people that are in your life.
But at the same time, relationships don't go with you when you die either. You do.
I know, but I mean, like, I still feel like the relationships that you've created here on Earth, you do have that.
Yeah. I don't know. I still struggle with the whole soul aspect, right? Because I've had experiences that have shown me things and have told me things. And so, like, when I think about things like souls after we died, right? I'm like, I was thinking about this a lot because obviously Brad passed away. And I was thinking, like, but we're one energy. We are one consciousness. I know that. And so when we die, I was under the impression that we are not souls outside of these bodies. These bodies are what make us souls. And when we die, we go back to source. And so, like, that's been my thing. I mean, I know that there's incarnations of us, so obviously there is, like, memory of us, and our data will always be, like, the data that creates us individually will always be stored in source.
So you don't think you can revisit that information after? Because I do.
I do. I feel like the data is always there, right? So, like, the incarnation of each individual data is there because we've lived and we continue to live and we reincarnate and things like that. So, like,
life is eternal.
But our consciousness, it is eternal. It is eternal. But our consciousness that is in these bodies is one consciousness. Because we go back to ourself and then we reincarnate into individual bodies because we need to be this person for this time. That's what I've been kind of like thinking about it, because
and that kind of, I mean, I can see how that, you know, how that could be. I mean, going back to the source, you know, if you call that God, or you call, you know, the source heaven, you know,
the source consciousness, energy, universe, whatever you want to call it. There's so many names for the same thing.
Kind of the same.
It is the same.
I do feel like, though, that, like, because of experiences that I've had with I mean, we talk about like paranormal.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that I can't deny that have happened to me, especially
Sure.
when my dad passed away. Like, there's just experiences that I've had that tell me that he's still living beyond and that I can converse with him as I remember.
Well, I know that too, right? So, like we talked about the thing that happened with my cousin and the dream. Mm-hmm. My mom had the dream instead of me. Okay, so we had that conversation, but what if we're on the frequency and we're tapping into and calling that energy
to us
of that memory of that person, and because me and my mom are close, we're on the same frequency of things, and so she picked up the information that I was calling in. I don't know. I mean, I think about this all the time.
I've had
and it blows my mind.
I've had things like that where, you know, other people, I mean, it's no coincidence when other people have some, you know, experience something that you can't explain. Like, how the heck did they know that or feel that? And I definitely agree.
But like, that's the thing. Like with your dad, like I think about it and I'm like, what if you're calling that energy to him unconsciously, like subconsciously, right? You're not even realizing that you're calling his energy because you need him in that moment, or you are thinking about something that he taught you, or whatever. Like, and then it reminds you of him, and it manifests itself in certain ways for you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think about this a lot, and I'm like, I'm not 100% on all of it yet because of my understanding, you know, the understanding that I have.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But
I mean, like,
souls are definitely a very, like, weird thing for me.
Speaking of souls, we just watched the movie Soul.
Yeah.
The new movie that came
out. I heard that was so good.
Oh, it was amazing.
Did you love it?
I did. I loved it. I loved every part of it. I thought it was a very unique way to envision what, you know, it might have been or what might be. I feel like there's still a lot of that story that could have been told, but I mean, it's a kid's story, so they had to keep it light. But it was an interesting way to view life. And, you know, it was kind of sad too, because there's like this one soul who can't figure out what her purpose is. And so she's like too afraid to figure out what her purpose is to gain a body. So, like, that's kind of how it's a very interesting movie I think it's a Disney movie. It's a very interesting movie for them to make, because I was like, this is kind of deep. Kind of reminds me.
Well, look at, like, Coco, right?
Yeah,
like, Coco was kind of deep, too. It was a lot about death.
And what's the other one with the emotions? What's the other one?
Oh, I know what one you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
All the emotions are like playing out in your mind or whatever. It's kind of like that, like just so deep. I'm like, man, these movies are getting really like deep.
I love it. It's great.
It's really good. It's not provoking and stuff. And you know, I had no idea that Soul movie existed. I mean, it's new. I just came out, but like Misha's like, yeah, I've already watched this. So I was like, you did? And so
that's so funny.
Then we watched it. I was like, this is amazing. This is like the cutest movie ever. So if you need a cute movie to watch with your kids, watch Soul, because it was great. I really liked it. It is a little bit deep, and you know, it can conjure up some like thoughts. I mean, there's some weird stuff because there's like these people who run the before world and the after world that look very. Their characters are interesting. They're like flat. They almost look like drawings, but they're like flat. And so I kind of want to understand why the writer chose to make them flat. The people who run the place. They're not like the souls. The souls are like round bodied. I mean, all the souls look exactly the same for the most part. They're all round and blue. I think.
Yeah.
But the leaders are like flat, and it's so.
They're like stars, you mean? Like, because
maybe. I don't know. You have to look at
it. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm gonna share this whether you guys like it or not. So I had. I went through depression, and I struggled with that for a little while. And I had a lot of really weird experiences that kind of led me to that point of where I was like, I need medical help. So my dad actually like allowed me to go to a clinic, and I did ketamine infusion therapy. And it was all doctor assisted and all that. But what it did for me was it actually took me on journeys in my mind consciously. And it was kind of like I was watching movies play out a little bit, you know, like it was very colorful.
I didn't know that ketamine did that.
Yeah, it got really like, okay, so like in the beginning, it was kind of wavy, like everything looked kind of like it was just water. And then it like kind of took me into this trip experience where it showed me that like the creation of a soul. So like what it showed me was I saw hands going like this, and that it was pulling light from out of the darkness, and it was putting it all into this ball. And it was a bluish white ball, and it spun this ball with light, and then it sent it to Earth, and the ball flew to Earth and went right inside a womb of a woman.
You need to watch Soul. You're literally describing how Soul works.
Okay, so this is my trip experience on my first trip of ketamine. But so yeah, so like
ketamine, so wait, ketamine's a psychedelic?
It is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I didn't know it either until I did it, because I just knew that it helped with depression.
Yeah.
Right. It helps with depression and anxiety, but what it really is, it's anesthetic. I think that's what it's called. But so like it is used a lot in surgeries, and I didn't even know that when I had my C-sections, that's what they used as well. So like, yeah, so it sent this ball of light into the womb of a woman, and that started to develop into a baby. And then the baby was born out into the world, and the baby, all I saw was like, so this little baby, right? And the earth. And the baby started to grow, and it was just kind of like floating and moving and dancing around. And she grew into a girl, and she was dancing and dancing like a beautiful little ballerina on the earth. And then the earth wrapped itself around her, and she continued to dance, and the earth was all around her like a cocoon, and she was spinning and growing and aging. And then she grew, her hair was really long, and then the girl, the woman, when she became a woman, she broke out of the earth cocoon and became a beautiful angel and went to her next phase because she had died. It was so weird. It was so weird, but it was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And it was like, because of the hands spinning the soul from light that it pulled out of the darkness. It was the coolest thing. And I was like, oh my God.
I don't know if that's how soul shows the bodies being created, but I know that like the little bodies, they gain all their little personalities, I guess. They get this like patch. And when they're ready to go to Earth, it turns into an Earth. And then they jump in this hole and fly to Earth to be put into a tummy. Like, basically. I mean, they don't say it like that, but you know that's what's happening. Like, that's really fascinating. So, I mean, I think
it was really cool.
It's dreams and visions and experiences like that that create these amazing stories.
Sorry, my eyelash.
Oh, you're good. You
know, it's bugging me.
Amazing stories that people bring to life. I mean, Stephanie Meyer created Twilight from a dream. J.K. Rowling, I think, had like a vision or something, like just like these crazy but real stories that like totally could be realistic in some way.
I feel like I've been being told to follow my dreams in a really literal sense. Like, document people always say, people are, follow your dreams, right? You hear that all the time, but I'm going to take it literally, and that's why I shaved my eyebrow, because I had a dream about this, that I looked in the mirror and I saw myself with a little shave of my eyebrow, so I did it. And then last night I had a dream about me at a gym, but I was taking a group class, and in my dream it was telling me, you enjoy this much more because it's with other people. And I'm a very, like, active, like, social person. And so, like, it was telling me, do a group class because you it reminds you of like PE in school, so it's a little easier for you. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do a group class. I'm gonna do like a group workout thing, and I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna follow my dreams in a very literal sense.
I used to take Zumba class. That was my favorite class, man. We used to
That's awesome.
And then Zumba, and then there was another one that was like, it was like some kind of dance class, and we actually performed. It was at the Y. We performed like at the fair to like entice people to come sign up to the Y. Like we performed one of our classes on stage, and it was I had the best time ever.
That's so awesome.
And, like, you know, there's something about like dancing with a group of people in a rhythm, like the same rhythm. It's so much fun. I miss that.
That's why I loved weddings.
Do you guys have group classes going on right now? I don't even know. I don't think we do.
I think they have like, well, because I was watching some things, and I think they're doing belly dancing classes down in Phoenix.
I've done that before.
Somewhere. Yeah, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll do belly dancing. I've always been, I mean, I have the outfit. I've always been interested in it, so I might do belly dancing. I want to do Pilates for sure because I want to get back in shape, and I'm sick of like not fitting into my clothes. Thanks, COVID. But yeah, I don't know.
I've been on the eat better journey the last 3 weeks, and I've had some weight loss occur, but not consistently this last week because I think I overindulged a little bit, and it sucks because I'm like, I didn't really overindulge, but my body is just out of whack.
Yeah. I mean, so like I was thinking about that too, like the portions of food that we're used to because of the country that we grew up in is so different than like other countries that when they see our portions of food, they're like, that's so much food.
Did I tell you about the video that I watched?
Yeah, you did. And then I started researching it actually. And I was like, really? Like, that's weird. And so, yeah, if you research it, other countries like look at Americans like we're freaking crazy because of the amount of food that's on one plate for one person. I'm like, okay, maybe we need to start eating like other countries too. You know, like I think that would be healthier.
If you see other cultures, then you see which ones are generally thinner and healthier. That's the cultures we should be. I mean, there's like a lot of Asian cultures are pretty fit. I mean, not all of them, but like some of them are very well, you know, they're in shape. They don't have like all the issues that we have here in America. But like the problem with that is they eat some weird they eat some stuff that I'm like, I don't think I can eat that. But,
stop it. Don't be a big baby. Just do it.
I mean, like, since we moved here, we've been trying a lot of different types of things that we don't normally eat. I mean, there's literally, you go to the grocery store here, you're like in another country. There's just like,
I love that
food you don't even know. Like, I'll have to like film me at the store. There's Don Quixote's. I'll have to take you there.
Oh my god, do a stream, please. Do a stream for it. So you can oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Look at this. Like, what is this? I don't know what this is.
Okay, so there's this girl. I'm going to cut you off real fast because she's amazing and you need to watch her. So on YouTube, there's this awesome little lady and she's adorable and I love her because she's like, Okay, anyway, so her name is Mangchi.
Okay.
Yeah, her name is Mangchi and she, hold on, okay, whatever. She teaches you how to make traditional Korean food on her channel, and she takes you to the grocery store, the Asian markets and stuff like that, and she shows you exactly what she buys, and she tells you why. She tells you why she chooses one brand over the other, and why it's more like
that'll help me
tasty
in this world of grocery.
I know. I'll link her because I love Mangchi. I started watching her with one of my ex-boyfriends, and we watched a bunch of stuff together on YouTube and stuff like that. I need to start watching her again because I want to go to an Asian market.
Oh, I love it.
Bad.
I mean, like, I guess we have Asian markets, but like some of our regular grocery stores, I swear, you're like in China. Like, I just never seen anything like it. So I'm definitely going to have to take you along for a drive. I have a friend that I watch on YouTube that makes Asian-inspired foods, and I think... I'm gonna botch this. I feel like he's like in China or he's in Tokyo or I don't know where he's at, but like he recently made kimchi, and I didn't even know how you make kimchi. I see it like at Costco. So our Costco, like things you would normally find on the mainland, you know, or like if you're in Arizona, it's just like they don't have this food. They don't have any of this. There's like 15 different types of seaweed. You don't have that there. It's just crazy. But they have this big jar of kimchi, and I always look at it and I'm like, what is that? What is that? Like, can I eat that?
Mom Chi teaches you how to make kimchi from
sure
scratch.
I'm sure she does.
From scratch with all of the authentic Korean ingredients. Like, that's why I love her, because I wanted to learn how to make Korean food. I just linked her channel in our Twitch chat.
Sweet.
Because she's amazing. I'm going to send it to you real fast because she's so good.
Mom,
and she's cute.
Oh, I love it. Mom and I bought her a book to like cook Asian inspired food or whatever.
Yeah.
And like last night Mom made like a beef broccoli. It was super good. But it's like been kind of fun trying. I mean, that one, beef broccoli, is pretty American. Like, it's not like super out of the norm. But
what?
What?
Girls, I got 4 words for you. Holiday Inn. That reminds me of that TLC song. Is it TLC?
Is it TLC?
Yeah, Switch.
I think it made me think of like Ludacris.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yeah, I'm so white. Okay, don't judge me.
That's not TLC. That's Oh my gosh! Come on,
isn't it?
Help us out here. That's so like.
No, it isn't a TLC song.
It's in 2 stages, but that's from the. I have the song in my head. Oh my
I don't know. Hi, I'm so glad that you're here sharing this moment with us. I love it. Welcome.
We've been
so funny.
We've been on Twitch for all of 2 weeks, and it's been wonderful. We've been meeting all.
I know. I love Twitch. It's so much more interactive. I love that part about it, because like we've got stickers down below if you guys want to like throw some stickers up on the stream. I made them free. They usually cost bits. So like on my gaming channel, they cost, I think I charged 10 bits for them, but they're free here. So you can slap stickers on us if you guys want. They make noise. I'm trying to get more stuff so people can like interact and have fun too. Yeah.
I'm finding a lot of cool things on Twitch, like just music, people playing music.
Oh yeah.
People
I love the music
and stuff. It's been really cool because I didn't even know this place existed. I mean, I
know
it was for gaming. And,
it is.
I mean, it's a lot of gaming going on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like chatting, and there's a lot of musicians on here. So I thought it was really cool place for like, especially right now, being unable to perform live music in a lot of places.
Yeah.
You can come here and still perform, and it's almost, I don't know, I assume it's less nerve-wracking to perform just by yourself on the computer. What's up? Like,
I'm gonna have to find.
I could do it.
Yeah, I mean you can. I'm gonna have to find the girl that I was watching, because I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. But she was playing a gong, and it was the most beautiful, relaxing thing I've ever. I love gongs, and we have some downstairs, but I never take the time to play them, and I need to start doing that. But yeah, she was playing a gong on Twitch, and I was like,
I found something on YouTube because I was going through YouTube history of our videos that we've watched, and because I was trying to find this Logic Pro tutorial so that because school is over, I want to make sure that I'm still like studying and learning so that I get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a gong video, or not a gong video. You had looked up a bowl video?
The singing bowls, yeah.
So I saw that. I was like, this is cool. But, like, it's so cool. I love
Yeah, we have singing bowls. So I actually think I might do that, too. I just want to...
stream live of you doing bowls.
Well, the thing is, though, is that I want the space to be right, and I want... You know what I mean? I'm, like, making excuses, but it's true.
No, you don't need to.
Well, I already did a singing bowls video, and I put it on our YouTube channel, so if you guys haven't seen that, then that's kind of what I do. But so I'm practicing singing bowls. I'm not perfect at it yet, but I'm trying to get there. So
I wouldn't know what perfect is because when I listen to it, I'm like,
okay, the ones that I did were for your root and your sacral chakra.
See, I don't even know what that means.
You gotta look it up, girl. Its tones are associated with certain energy points in our body. So your energy points are your chakras, and we have more than 7, but there are 7 main chakras that people talk about.
My friend Tiff taught me about that when she was doing massage school. She was talking about, this here, and your throat, and your tummy, and your heart,
crown.
And your crown. Yeah, she was telling me
your
about
third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, where all of your willpower comes from.
Remember those? So I just went to a farmer's market. You're blurring out, huh? Where are you going?
Yeah. I don't know.
Videos of the farmer's market, and it was David's idea to go there, and I was like really shocked that he wanted to go to a place like that because I don't think he knew where we were going. I'm like, did you know where we were going? Because this is totally not in your element of David.
That's funny.
It's hilarious. But okay, so when we get there, there's this huge area where there's people doing firework. They're twirling fireballs or whatever.
Fire. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of fire dancers. They weren't traditional, they didn't have the gear on, because in Hawaii there's fire dancers that dress in full ceremonial type clothes. These were just performers doing the fire dancing, which is super cool.
That's awesome.
And then there was a girl doing handstands, crazy handstands, super in shape. I don't know. It was interesting. But they had all these booths of stuff, and there was a booth of crystals. And I don't know anything about crystals. I used to have this lady come into the store all the time that would tell me about crystals and all this stuff. And it's so funny because I get weary of certain stones. I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to have that stone. I just remember there's certain stones that certain people shouldn't keep. There's some vibrational luck. I've heard this over the years. I know.
Just stop. This is don't buy into the woo-woo stuff, okay? Everyone can own anything, any stone. It's not gonna hurt you.
I get weird.
It's not gonna. No. Okay. So no. Crystals are. No. Just don't. It's fine.
I'm not even I don't even know why. I just I see the stones and I'm like, just be careful. Don't touch them. Weird.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No. Okay. So you know how we talked about when you touch things and you put your intention and your energy into something, it carries a piece of your energy. And I was talking about how it never goes away, really. You can clear energy. I'm not saying that energy can't be moved, but it never dies. So your energy is always there. So when you touch a crystal, it becomes tuned to your energy. It vibrates with, you know what I mean? It kind of soaks up your energy.
You can't because I can't remember where I heard it. But they said one of the types of stones was bad energy for certain types of people. And I was like,
I don't believe in that at all.
What?
I don't believe that there's certain types of stones that are bad energy at all.
Isn't that funny that that thought has stayed with me all these years? Because I was pretty young when I remember this lady telling us about it. And I was like,
yeah, she was just,
and so
that was her ego trying to be I know more than you about crystals.
I'm pretty superstitious.
Stop.
In some ways.
Don't.
My stepmom is so superstitious. It's hilarious.
As long as you,
if you're watching, but she's so superstitious. I love it.
This goes for everybody. As long as you are keeping your energy built up positively with you, with your heart, from your heart, and you're building yourself up with love, nothing can touch you. Nothing can touch you.
It's so true. I think about okay, and this might sound shiza to people, but I see these people that are very, I guess I would refer them as hippie, but they're so blissfully happy and unaware, or maybe they're aware but they don't care. And I was like, there's something about that.
That's what my post was about the other day. Did you see it?
I don't know, probably.
It was about your inner peace not being dependent on external circumstances.
And if
your inner peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It's all you, and you don't need to stress out or, I'm not saying don't care about anything or anybody, but don't let it affect you internally. Build yourself up from within with love, and nothing can touch you.
Right. If you can create a safe space in yourself to not allow things to affect you, like, it's just so much better. Like, I always like get upset because I get affected by things. Like we talked about, we're feeling people, and certain people's feelings really bother. Like, I don't want that person to feel this way. So like it encases me in these feelings.
You have to set boundaries for yourself, because you're like me. You have to.
Like my husband, I love you.
So no, I know.
Bringing you up, he can literally not care. Like, if it means good for him, like, in someone's being crappy to him, he doesn't care if he offends them. Like, it's not being crappy. He doesn't care if he offends them if they're being crappy, because he's worrying about, me. I come first, and he's not wrong. I just haven't.
He's not wrong.
To separate myself from.
You have to.
The feelings of other people.
You have to, and it's not building walls around yourself, but it's setting boundaries that you are not willing to accept a certain type of treatment from people. You're not willing to accept that to be encroached upon your light, like we talked about at the beginning of this episode, like that conversation that I had with Nicholas. You have to set the tone for every interaction that you are going to have with what you're willing to accept from that person, because they're going to push your limits to see where you stand. And if you don't stand up for yourself, they're going to bowl over you.
Think about like those days where you feel really good, right? Those days where you're
right.
Like, I look cute today, right? I noticed like when I have had those days, and I don't know, I feel, this sounds crappy, but I feel like it's rare that I'm feeling those like, I look good today feelings lately. Probably because I'm not satisfied with the way my body is right now, because I've allowed myself to get to a point where it's not good. But like when I felt good, I was so confident that like I felt like I ruled like situations. Like I felt the difference. I felt the difference in how I interacted with people. I felt like just so confident, like that confident feeling. And it's kind of like with singing, right? I was I shared the song I wrote with my classmate to the friend that we wrote it about, and I'm not pleased with the song. Like, I have a lot of work to do, and mainly because for me it's my singing. And she was just like, I think the song's great. You just need to be confident. And I was like, you're right. If I was projecting my voice in a more confident manner, it would sound better. But I wasn't doing that. I was like, I can't sing.
Yeah, if you tell yourself that you can't do something,
guess what?
And then you do it, it's going to come off not as good as if you tell yourself that you can do it.
Yeah, you can. And sometimes you let people's negative comments get into your head, like, oh, you just let them like resonate with you. And you can use those feelings as fire, though. You can say, oh, I'm going to prove you wrong, fool. Prove you wrong.
Yeah.
I can sing.
I say, F those people, and tell yourself that you can do anything, because you can do anything that you put your mind to. It's not just something that our parents tell us because they love us and they're biased. It's true. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
Literally is true. I think about like very successful people, and they all say the same thing. Just be consistent, be confident, and you can achieve what you are seeking. It might not be exactly how you imagined or how you planned, but I know that.
But you don't know how other people are going to take it either.
True.
It might be
everybody's perception
just as magical to them. It is what it needs to be, right? So, like, I think about that all the time. We are exactly what we need to be, whether we as egos think that we need to be better or whatever, but our perception of better is skewed. It's so based on societal expectations and bullshit.
how often do we think, like, or how often do we see something that maybe we consider not great be praised, like, wow, that was amazing, and I'm like, what are you all talking about? Like, what?
Yeah, their perception of it is that they're appreciating it.
But then, like, you can tell that when, the masses influence the masses. So, like,
there's a lot of programming in like really popular things.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean?
For example, okay, so we watched the Super Bowl. I wasn't really watching the Super Bowl. I was actually in history and whatever. And of course, the Super Bowl was on, and there was some great commercials. Oh my gosh.
I know. I saw your little one and Blake one.
It was so funny. But like, there was a performance done on the halftime show by The Weeknd, and it was super confusing. When I first saw it, I was like, why do these guys have these masks on their face? They look like they're in the The
Weeknd's performance.
They look like they're in an episode of Gotham. That's what I interpreted as, like, kind of spooky, kind of reminded me of the Joker's posse. Like, I was like, what is this about? And I really couldn't understand his message and his point. So then David's like, oh, it looks like they're wearing jock straps on their face, which, obviously we're thinking football, jock strap, they got jock straps on their face. And I posted what he said because it was funny. And literally like 30 friends were like, I thought the same thing. And so then one of my friends was like, well, that's not what the point of it was. And they were like explaining that it had something to do with being bullied. And I was like, oh, well, now I feel crappy for laughing. So then I started like researching it, and I still really am confused about the point of it. But I think his whole point was that he pretended to get plastic surgery to bring light to the fact that people feel like they need to do these things to their body to be accepted, and how it's like horrifying in a lot of ways. I still don't know if that was the entire message, but his message got lost, very lost. And maybe it didn't actually, because I actually took the time to look into it. Because like, it wasn't just about being bullied, because I guess he was bullied because he had all this stuff on his face, and people were like making fun of it.
I don't know. That's so weird.
It was a really weird thing. But like, a lot of people were praising his performance, which I just personally thought was okay. Like, I was like, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It was different. But because they knew the message behind of what his performance was about, they thought it was better. And it's just funny to me how like some people were like in love with it, some people thought it was horrible. And how
Chatterbabbins said, you got to be honest with yourself and put yourself out into the world.
You do.
Yeah.
And
everybody does.
It's kind of like with what we're doing right now. Like, we've wanted to do this, and we made a consistent effort to do this every week, no matter what. Although next week I'm busting the norm, because I'm going.
That's okay.
I'm going deep sea fishing for the first time on Wednesday, so I won't be able to.
Fishing charter.
I have to be there at like 5 a.m. So I'm like, ugh.
And I'm totally cool with that. We're totally cool with that, guys. Because that's a really cool opportunity.
I'm kind of bummed because I do like really look forward to being on the show. So like, chances are I'll just be like, Jess, let's go live right now, and we'll just go live on another day, extra day. I'm Jess, Mike, are you gonna go live and do something?
I don't know. I might. We'll see.
If Jess goes live, she'll probably only go on Twitch that day. If anything else, maybe her and I will get together on Monday or Tuesday and have another show, special live show, and we'll post about it, and you can tune in with us. But like, yeah, I'm not.
If you guys like our conversation and you like our channel, please make sure to follow us to get the notification when we go live, especially on Twitch.
Yeah.
We're trying to get affiliate on Twitch.
We need 50.
So all the follows help. We're trying to reach our follower goal. Which we need 50 followers. So if you guys would do that, that'd be awesome. We love you guys and appreciate you guys so much for spending your moments with us.
Yeah. I mean,
it is 12.
That's awesome. We we're best friends. We love this conversation. Thanks, Chatterbabbins.
I know.
We love talking to each other, and we love meeting new people, and we love just resonating with others. And so, we're going to keep doing this. So if you need a place to go, we're always here. You can always come and meet with us. And that's kind of why we want to keep doing this and why we want to grow the channel, so that more people can feel like they have
like they have a home. Like, because I mean, for me, I unconditionally love every one of you, and I know that sounds weird to some people, but like, I do. I love you guys. Even if I don't know you right now, I still have nothing but love in my heart for everyone. So, you know, if you ever feel like you need a friend, I'll be there to be your friend. You can reach out to me.
Like I said earlier about, you know, arguing with people over different perspectives. Don't do that. Just love each other. Just love them and say, you know what, I understand you have a different point of view, and I love and respect you for that. And, you know, hopefully you can love and respect me the same, but no matter what, I love you. And if you live your life like that, if everybody lived their life like that, do you know how rad things would be? I know that's like not possible for everybody to be like that, but
I don't know. We're seeing a lot of people realizing.
A lot more people are being that way, but there's still a lot of people that are not willing to be.
I know. But we don't have to surround ourselves with people who bring us down. And like we talked about earlier, set healthy boundaries for yourself with people. Set the tone in every interaction for what you're willing to accept from others. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in your own abilities. And put your mind to something and do it and share it with the world, because everybody needs to see what you've got. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty when the big godheads are like, show me what you got. Yeah. We're all godheads and we all want to see what you got.
Seriously, show me. Because you know what? Even if your thing is similar to someone else's, it's not the same. You're going to create.
It's not ever going to be the same.
You're going to create something different. You're going to bring something unique to the world. And, you know, I think about these things that I've always wanted to do, and guess what? I'm doing them now. Finally.
Yes.
And I feel a lot of people are doing the same thing. You know, if that's what this pandemic has brought us, is to reflect and do things that make you feel good about yourself and happy. Thank goodness. I saw a friend the other day. She's like making something out of, I don't know what it's called, but she's making something. And I'm just like so glad to see that, you know, she's like, I finally am doing this. And I see that in my own family, like people, you know, they're finally doing things that they want to do that makes them happy. And if you're not still doing the things you want to do to make you happy, reflect on yourself and look, you know.
Yeah, be honest with yourself. Go inward. Yeah, like you have to think about what you really want to bring to the world. And if you don't know that yet, then you need to go inward and think about what you naturally enjoy doing. And then do that, because that's what the world wants. The world needs more people who enjoy what they're doing and not more, I'm just going to go work this meaningless job because it pays me, right? I know that we need money to survive, but there is a way to do what you love on the side and still make it and still create it and still have something beautiful. And then that can turn into your job later on.
The one key advice that I've learned this year is you don't need all those things. You don't need all those things.
Yeah.
If you can change your perspective on the things that you actually need, put the things that are most important to you. Like the Rev talked about when he was on the show, he has these like 5 or 6 things that are the most important things. And if things don't line up with those things, then he doesn't do them. He says no. And I can't stress that enough. I mean, I do a daily 6 every day, and if my stuff doesn't line up with those daily 6, I'm not doing it. I got to do the daily 6 first. But like, you know, if you change your perspective on how you're living your life towards things that make you happy, you're not going to go out and buy the most expensive, stupid stuff to keep up with the Joneses anymore. You're going to...
Oh, yeah, I need that new phone. No, you don't, bro. You got a phone that works just fine.
Just use it till it's
Don't buy into the consumerism.
You know, like, for us, like, we've bought used cars. We've bought, you know, and sometimes I'm like, I hate this car, and I get pissed, and I want to, like, throw it up against the wall or whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, my insurance is cheaper. I don't have a car payment, and I can, you know, just... keep trucking along. I'm going to chill it until it breaks.
Trucking along. I love it.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
Once it breaks, okay, then I'll think about having to do a new thing. But until then, no. Same with my phone. Like, I really, really want a new phone, but I don't need it. And my phone that I have works perfectly great. Really want a new computer. I don't need it. What I have right now, and that's something about my music class that we learned is, like, yes, if you can't afford all these things, there's other ways to make music without all these fancy things. Yes, there's certain things that make it sound a little better, but making music, just make it. Just make it. Don't hold back. Don't make excuses that I don't have the most expensive microphone or guitar or whatever. Just make it. Like, people need to stop looking at they need things, and look at what, they really want those things, not need them. Look at what you really need. What do you really need? Make a list.
Right.
Top 6. That helps me. I can't stress that enough. Have a top 6. You will be feeling more accomplished and happy with your day and your life.
Exactly.
But
okay, it's time for us to sign off.
To go. We will be back on tomorrow.
We love you guys.
At 7 p.m.
Come on.
Right? 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The schedule is on Twitch.
And we'll only be on
Twitch. Should be.
So if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, Thursday show is only on Twitch. And we did that. It just keeps it simple. And we want to keep it kind of exclusive. And it's fun.
Yes.
So, yeah, be sure to follow all of our stuff, social media, so you don't miss out on our promos or whatever we're doing. I'm going to go to the grocery store and film my trip at the grocery store.
Do it. Do it.
Jessica can see the weird food that's there. And
I need to see it.
I'm going to describe the smells. It's very different.
Yeah. Very different. I have to think about what I'm going to do for next week if I'm going to do a show by myself.
Yeah. If she doesn't do a show, we will definitely go. We have to go live 8 times, right? 8 times a month?
7.
Something like that.
Well, it's
for Twitch.
We're trying to get affiliate, so we're trying to get 50 followers. We have to get a certain amount of watch time and a certain amount of streams within a 30-day period. Yep. So help us get affiliate. Follow us on Twitch.
Get us there. if that's the only reason you create a Twitch account, we love you. It's
just fun. We want to be able to add more fun stuff for everybody on the channel, and it gives you more things to unlock once you reach affiliate. We get emotes, and I can upload emotes to the channel, and I'm going to be doing some more stuff with the panels, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And I've been working on some music, so I might be messing around with my DAW while we're live.
Nice.
Because it's just going to be more laid back. We're not going to, we still talk about life and serious stuff on the show, but not like we do here.
Of course.
This show we try to talk about positive, uplifting things, and a little bit of pop culture too, but the Twitch show will be just kind of hanging out, so come hang out with us.
Yep.
And then
tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time,
we'll be posting what we're going to do next week in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I'll figure it out today,
I'll post about it Thursday for sure.
Yeah.
But Wednesday I'm going fishing.
Wednesday, fishing day.
I'm scared I'm gonna get
I'm so
sick.
excited for you.
I'm gonna get sick.
No, you're fine.
I need to just buy those bracelet things so I don't get seasick.
Take a Dramamine and then go have fun.
Woo-hoo. Maybe I'll catch a big one. Maybe I'll see a shark.
I know. You better take pictures and video. I want to see.
I'm going to. Don't worry.
All right.
I'll show you. Maybe it'll be a whale.
Okay, we love you guys. Remember that you create a ripple every time you interact with people, and let your ripple be one of love that affects the hearts of everyone around you. I love you guys.
Love you.
Have fun.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow.